Hello and good morning. It's Christmas Eve, officially 24th of December. How excited are you? I'm pretty excited. I'm Andy, this is the Scholar's Box, and today we're going to finish a letter opener. Hello, we're back over by the bench grinder and the little vice and all of our power tools here at the Armchair Armoury. So what I'm going to be doing next is I am going to try and draw this tang part out a little bit, and then I'm going to be bending it back on itself and finishing up the rest of my letter opener. I'm going to use my trusty hammer, and I've got a couple of little anvils. I think we're also going to need to get some heat on this. Yeah, so I'm just gonna hammer this edge. I'm gonna hammer all of, basically all here, to make these like pitted marks. Decorative, purely decorative at this point. I just thought it might look better than if it was completely polished. Rather, I thought it might look more interesting and be easier to hide all the extra chunky bits. So I've drawn it out a little bit. I'm just working on pulling it out a little bit more. You can see how far it's come out already. Not very. Yeah, I'm just working on pulling that out, and then I'm going to start bending it, because basically I'm not going to bloody touch it, clearly not. But that's my hand, and I'm going to bend it around here to come back on itself. It's not going to reach over quite as far as in my drawing, because I'm kind of wanting to get this moving along so we can get the polishing done as well. But yeah, it's not doing too bad. We're getting there. So what I'm doing right now is I am heating up the tang part, and I'm hitting it only on one side in order to put that curve, get that curve started. Now with any luck, might actually get it quite far. So, moment of madness, possibly. I'm thinking about trying to bend this with my vice and my hammer.
That worked.
I know it works. That's why I did it. Just gradually pulling that curve in. So here we are. I've quenched it, so hopefully it's a little bit harder than it was. And I've tried going some decorative bonking to all intents and purposes. I was told that that was called planishing, but I since found that I might be wrong and that it has a different other fancy name. Who knows? Decorative bonking is what I'm going to refer to it as from now on. I was hoping that I could heat it up and kind of bring out some of the different colours. Copper can go some really beautiful kind of pinks and purples and blues, but I don't think I could get it hot enough to really bring them out because it's so thick. And I don't have a forge. I have a blowtorch. So what I'm going to do instead is I am going to sand out some of the scratches and make that a bit nicer and get it nice and polished instead. I'm just going to start by giving this a bit of a file. But I might use a smaller one for that inside part. So now, I'm just going to sand this part basically and make it nice. So I've got myself here, I've got some graded sandpaper, I've got 240, I've got 400 and 800. So I'm going to take it through the grades until basically I can't be bothered anymore. I'm just using the edge of the table basically as a block in order to get this flat. As you can kind of see, those oh my god, what are they called? Filing marks kind of go in quite deep. So I'm going to take a finer file and just ease them out. So this is what we started with. I haven't touched this side yet, and this is where we are now with just sort of 10 minutes with a bit of 240 on a block and my finer file. We've really started to work on getting those scratches out. I'm going to leave some of them in. I kind of like them. I think they're kind of nice in their own little way, but I am going to take that edge right up to, well, I'm probably not going to polish it. However, I am going to take it up with Gary Flex, so it should. I'll show you some Gary Flex. We've done both sides on the 240. There's still a couple of scratches that aren't really coming out. They're just a little bit too deep, but I don't think it really impacts from it being any nicer. So I'm going to leave them in. I think they're kind of nice. Onwards to the 400 grit. When you're sanding things through the grits, one good thing to do is to try and keep all of your sanding lines going in the same direction on your first pass. That way, once you've gotten what you think is all of the lines in the same direction, you can change direction, give it another pass, and see if there are any scratches remaining. I've still got some doing this from the 240, so I'm going to keep going in that way direction and try and get all the scratches out. That's the 400 grit. Onwards to the 800, I guess. So here we are. I've polished it up to 800 grit. I could go and get some Gary Flex on it now. I'm looking at Matt putting all of his bleeding fingerprints all over it. After we've polished it all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a load of Renaissance wax on it, which is basically a microcrystalline wax that they use to keep things nice in museums and the like. I like to use it on my armour, I know my dad uses it on his swords. It basically just keeps the metal nice. It helps to prevent putting fingerprints on things, basically, and the oils in your skin damaging the metal, basically. So, yeah. This is Gary Flex. I've got a red block here. It comes in, I know it doesn't look red, it is red. Comes in a load of different grits, basically, from sort of like an extra hard, kind of coarse grit one, which I think is the grey or the black, and then I think it goes grey, black, red, white, I think. But basically this is a polishing block. It basically works like an eraser. These are amazing for getting rust off of things. This is what we're going to be using, Renaissance wax. I've got a bit on my cloth and I'm just going to apply it.
This stuff goes rock solid, doesn't it?
It does. Basically, what you have to do is you have to apply it quite sparingly and evenly, and then you let it go hard and you can polish the finish. But you really want to work it into the metals. Alright, so there we go. There we have it. Our beautiful letter opener. Your beautiful letter opener. Isn't it lovely? I'm actually, it's the second, well, not that I haven't been proud of everything that I've done so far, but I've really enjoyed making the two last projects. I've done my best to make sure it is absolutely blunt as anything, yet still functional as a letter opener. So I've got here a letter. Perfect. Well, I hope whoever gets this box enjoys everything that we've made for it. This has been quite a rewarding experience. So, in you go, matey. I hope you enjoy it. I've been Andy. This has been the Scholar Box. Thank you for being part of Team Andy, and I look forward to doing this again next year. I don't want to do it again next month. So, this has been really fantastic. Tomorrow, we're going to be showing off everything in the boxes. Me and Matt are going to be talking about what we made and what we learnt, because every day is a school day. Thank you all so much for joining us. It really has been quite good, and I hope that you've all been inspired, and I hope to see what you make. Tune in tomorrow for our very last episode before the big giveaway. Bye!